Alright, so here we have another new product to unbox, so let's just get right into this. And here they are. They are wireless monitoring earbuds. They are good for streaming, for voiceovers, for things like that. Pretty much anytime you might need to hear yourself talk through a microphone, make sure everything is sound. That is what these will be good for. Right off the bat, I do have to say this packaging is actually really nice. Open this up. Have a little instruction manual, things like that. Set that aside. We actually open them up, and here they are. Look at these. Looks like we have a USB-C charging cord, USB-C to USB-A. I assume this is the part that plugs into whatever you're trying to monitor. Maybe it's an audio board, a phone, whatever. Then here are the earbuds. They feel pretty good. Looks like we got a power button, a charging cord, and they're actually really simple. I mean, I see there's no buttons, there's nothing like that. I mean, it's nothing crazy, which can be a good and a bad thing, but I like it. And these actually look like really nice headphones. Alright, and the first time actually trying them, so that's the left side, and I assume this kind of goes something like that. They're pretty comfortable. That's better than what I thought it was going to be. And actually, one thing cool to mention, I love when companies do this thing. 2 USB-C ports for charging, but it goes into 1 USB. That just minimizes mess, it minimizes cables. Big fan. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been using these to record different voiceovers and things like that. And first up, I actually want to start with the negatives just to get them out of the way. The first negative I can really think of is just their price. They're just a little bit too much, I think, for what you get. I mean, they're not bad by any means. They're not like crazy overpriced. I just think they're a tiny bit too much for what they are. Next up, I did notice a very slight hiss when there's no audio running through the headphones, and if you're listening to something extremely quiet, then you might also hear that little hiss. But other than that, there isn't a whole lot that I can actually complain about with this product. They are very simple to set up, they are very simple to use, there's not many moving parts, there's not many buttons. Simply plug the receiver into whatever you wish to be monitoring or getting audio from, whether it's an audio board or a cell phone, maybe a laptop or even a camera. Then turn on the actual receiver, simply slip the earbuds on, turn on the earbuds, the little LED indicator will turn blue, this means they are synced and ready to go. Now moving on, I did briefly test the range of these headphones. I didn't get too scientific with it. They are advertised for 50 feet, but I pretty much just simply walked across my whole house. And I have to say, I'm very surprised with the connection strength. I never actually lost connection. At the furthest point, which has, you know, a lot of walls and a lot of things in between me and the receiver, I did get a slight glitch, but it really wasn't even that bad. Like, they were still usable. There was still good sound coming through. These headphones do use a low latency, strong interference resistant system, and I would not be concerned with connection strength. I never had any interference problems, and there's Bluetooth things around me. You know, there's Wi-Fi, cell phone signals, all your normal house stuff. Moving on to the build quality, now these are completely made of plastic, but it actually doesn't feel that cheap. It feels like it should be able to handle regular everyday use. And the other benefit, they are super lightweight. Now obviously this is good because if you have earbuds in and they're kind of heavy, they'll be strenuous on your ears, they might not feel the best. But actually, to my surprise, normally my ears don't really get along with earbuds, but these ones I had no issues with them. I wore them for extended periods of time and never ran into any discomfort. And as for the receiver, it's all solid and it's very light, so it shouldn't hurt any ports it might be plugged into by being too heavy. But overall, very happy with the build quality. Moving on to battery life, this is another thing I'm very surprised about. They have an advertised 28 hours of continuous battery life, and I have to say they last a super long time. I have not had to charge them yet. I charged them all the way up to full when I first got them, and they are still kicking, they're still going strong. I'm very happy with the battery life. But all that aside, how do these headphones actually sound? Well, besides that hiss I mentioned in the beginning, they're actually shockingly good. I first plugged them into my audio board and just was kind of messing around, and I was very surprised with how crisp they are, and they have a very full sound to them. Sometimes with earbuds they have kind of like a tinny sound, or it just doesn't sound quite right, but these, they sounded great. They accurately produce what the microphone is hearing, which is very important. The other thing I was also worried about is sometimes when I'm monitoring, if I can hear myself talk outside the headphones, it kind of messes me up. But these do have an intelligent noise reduction system. It just helps cut any unwanted background noise from your environment so you can focus on the audio that you're monitoring. And it worked great. I had no issues. I never got messed up. I actually was really surprised with how much I couldn't hear outside of the earbuds. So very happy with that. Now, one thing I did notice, there was almost like a slight delay, and this could have been because I was using them through an audio board, through a microphone, connected to my laptop. So there was a lot of factors that could have equated the delay. It was actually a very simple fix. I just turned up the echo on my soundboard just a little bit, and that made it go away, and it was perfectly fine. Back to sound quality, even at full volume, they still sounded really good. Sometimes when you really crank things up, the sound gets distorted and it just doesn't sound right. But I was able to have these things up all the way and didn't notice any significant drop in quality. And also they do get decently loud, which is good because
if you're in a very noisy environment, you need a lot of volume so you can hear what you're trying to hear. But what are my final thoughts on these earbuds? As I mentioned, I think they are a little bit too expensive, but on the contrary, they still sound great. They're so simple to use, and best of all, they just work. There was zero messing around when I first got them. I didn't have to go through pairing anything. I didn't have to set up nothing. It was literally just plug and play, turn them on, and it was ready to go. And due to their nature of being super lightweight, I think it does kind of help justify the higher price tag, because there's a great possibility of use. You can connect to all kinds of different devices, and if you have no way of monitoring your audio right now, I definitely would suggest these. It'll just kind of benefit your gear kit, and at the end of the day, they still can function as regular earbuds. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure you check out the FULAIM wireless monitoring system in the description below. Big thank you to them for sending them out to me. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys are new. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.